Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. Tonight we got the usual full crew of good-looking motherfuckers. I'll go ahead and give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand. And of course, look up your mama's favorite shooters at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter. Now I'll pass it to the one and only senior official.
Hey, what's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, pound sign for the ref brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Waffles, 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 waffles. How was the breakfast hunt, boys?
Hey, pretty good, pretty good. Irving Hall in Chicago has got a nice diner right across the street. Good bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, but a damn good pancake on the side. Next time we go back for a double stack of pancakes.
Oh, is that the one that you've been going to all the time?
No, this is a new one that convenient right across the street from our venue. However, the venue got closed down by the end of the day. But if we do return back there at Irving Hall, damn good diner right across the street.
We will remember.
For a good pregame meal. Pancakes, exceptional. A little bit of, was it a vanilla taste to it? Something extra good.
Yeah, they put that special sauce in it.
Mm.
I was with you most of the weekend, Zach. Did you get a chance to sneak away and get some food that I missed?
No, I don't think I had because we really didn't do much breakfast. I know we did. We had some banging tacos.
Yes, we did have some banging tacos. I got up on Saturday and had breakfast with Kate. I'd had a nice sausage bowl. I think that was about it. Yeah, I had some banging tacos. Um, uh, popped was White Castle cherry.
Oh yeah.
You throw that in there. But no, yeah, food was great.
Which we realized if we have looked across the street, we could have popped this chair with a little bit of a better tasting food and Raising Cane's.
Yeah. Had we been paying attention, we could have popped that cherry for Raising Cane's. But you know what always catches our attention? That banger of the week, Perch. What you got?
Ooh, this week's banger of the week. It's an oldie but a goodie and a damn good rockin' number. Got to see it live over the weekend, and it was a cover of a great tune. Bob Dylan, All Along the Watchtower. Ooh, is that a good song? Jimi Hendrix does a good version. Grateful Dead does a good version. It's a good song. It's been done many a time. But
yeah, it has been. A bunch of versions just came up.
The story remains true. The music remains true. Remember Grateful Dead Trucking to Buffalo 1989 CD was the best version I'd ever heard of that song. But yeah, All Along the Watchtower, great storytelling. Bob Dylan made a masterpiece way back when. And yeah, one of my favorite tunes. Definitely bumped it over the weekend and a banger of the week.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into some more storytelling in just a little bit. But why don't we talk about what we watched? Zach, we watched a lot of the same things.
Yes, sir. I know we had it wasn't Slammiversary. Was it Bound for what was
Against All Odds?
Yeah, Against All Odds for Impact. I know we watched a few. I fell asleep during some of it though, like the next day. But Against All Odds, I know that was for those who missed out, definitely if you're a Motor City Machine Gun fan, you would love that pay-per-view.
Yes, sir. It was very good. Two very good matches. Two very good singles matches by the boys.
Oh yeah. Definitely had for me, I was like watching Impact as a fan, when they first started when they were TNA. We were talking to some people outside the show that we'll get to later, but just talking to them about the pay-per-view, and was like, hey, do you think it's time for Alex Shelley to win it? Steve Macklin just got it, being impressive with it. Where do they go? Do they tease anything like how they did with Beer Money back in the day, where Bobby Roode could get the job done, but James Storm did it on the first try with Saban and Shelley? It was just like those little if factors. So like, but at the end it was fun.
Yep, very good. Trey and Saban had like a tribute to the X Division match. Shelly and Macklin told this good story of breaking down body parts and using the ring as a weapon. What else was on that show? Eddie Edwards and
Jason Hodge pay-per-view debut.
yep, Jason Hodge and oh yeah, that spot has been getting a lot of love today. That match, I guess, has been getting a lot of love today. The Good Hands versus ABC. That head scissors into the cutter was wild.
Oh yeah, it was dope as fuck.
Yeah, and they put on a really good tag match. Like, you know, you can add those guys to the list of hopeful opponents one day. Both of them, both teams. Yeah, that was very good. Watched a couple more nights of the Best of the Super Junior. Dope. Like I love it right now because like now I'm past like the midway point of the tournament. So now we're getting into, you know, who's at the top of the list and who's playing spoiler. And my man Doki, it is his year to play that spoiler. He got a big win on Hiromu or Kushida night one, and now he's been taking it to guys. He came up short against Bailey, but he's been surprising people and putting on some really good matches. Speaking of Bailey, yep, all of his matches have been awesome. No complaints there. TJP showing out. I'm a big fan of Francesco Akira right now, and he's doing his damn thing. It's been very good, very good. I know we put on a couple of
Money in the
Money in the
Bank,
Bank
baby.
ladder matches.
Yeah, bro. Money in the Bank. We watched 2011 where Punk's contract ended. You know, Punk getting all the love in Chicago. Obviously, it's expected. I remember that being a fan watching. It's like, are they really good? Why would they let a guy like that, if he's about to leave, be in the match? John Cena told that good story. They like played homage to the Montreal screw job, trying to do the Chicago screw job, but it did not work. Um, Daniel Bryan won Money in the Bank at the time. He was a baby face. And I bring that up because the following year, the main storyline was CM Punk, now as the good guy, still WWE champion, against Daniel Bryan, who's the bad guy with the AJ Lee love triangle going on.
Yeah, which was wild for me because I was not watching at this time. So seeing the video package of that, like, what a time! What a time in wrestling.
Oh my god, dude! They had this primetime players had a match against Primo and Epico.
Yes,
Did you watch that, right?
yes, I did.
Yeah, AW, bro. The things he was saying about,
Yeah, about Prio and Epico would definitely get him canceled in 2023. It's amazing
I
how
mean, what
much
he
the
said
world
about
could
Rosa
change in a little
Mendes
over 10
too.
years.
Oh my god, yeah, it was like wild. Like he said something, I just like looked at Doc, like I was like, oh, I mean, I know that was like 10+ years ago, but it's just like wow, like holy hell.
Yeah, freaking crazy.
So
I
did you
watched.
watch that Brian and Punk match,
Were you
Doc?
asking me or are you asking Perch?
I was asking you because like when I got out of the car, like when we got back to my place was when like we
Yeah,
kind of dropped off, like
no,
kind of
I
like
did
got.
not go back and watch it. I might put it on actually right after this when I'm editing.
Yeah, I
Um,
wasn't sure if it piqued the interest or not.
I am slightly intrigued, but I don't know, man. Like I am. Excuse me. I think I might have said it before. I'm really not the biggest Punk fan. Um, he did give me some intrigue when he first got into the E, and he was in ECW with him and Kofi. He was definitely my guy then. But I don't know. I think me not experiencing the summer of Punk um definitely hurt my enjoyment of Punk. if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I was like a Punk fan. Like I told the story with the South Park thing, finding Punk, and he's like what got me into Ring of Honor. But like,
Mhm.
I would get it. Like you didn't see the whole Punk stuff back when Punk was Punk and doing his thing.
Yeah. And it's kind of a thing because like I've had my boys ask, Punk is a big deal. His name reaches to not even casual fans, people who haven't watched wrestling in years, about the things he's doing today, and they ask me, is Punk similar to that star power of Austin and The Rock, and I have to tell them wrestling it was very different when The Rock and Stone Cold and Mankind and Undertaker were running things. That level of popularity will be very hard to ever get again, I feel.
But I mean, at the same time, for what it is now, like
Yeah. I say that like for the time, yes, he definitely is. But just if we're going, just numbers to numbers, I can't say that he is. But if we were to scale it for the time, definitely Punk is that guy. I also watched Dynamite from last week. Perch, you want to jump in on that? I'm sure you watched some of it.
Yeah, it was a good one. Really start to finish. I think we were recording last time during it. The rest of the episode ended up being phenomenal. Juice and Switchblade taking on Ricky Starks, and the ending to that one, and Switchblade hitting the Blade Runner, shenanigans ensuing. Good action. Really loved it. Good episode. I like all the intrigue with the pay-per-views coming up too. Daniel Bryan cutting a promo with Okada. Holy smokes!
Yep, that'll be good. Yep. Very
So
much
by
looking forward to Forbidden Door.
yeah, Moxley getting called out by Desperado. Jun Kasai calling out too. Calling out Moxley and
like
Homicide.
Des- Desperado might be my like most underrated New Japan wrestler. Um,
But
I think his run with the light heavyweight championship was sadly overshadowed by Kota Ibushi having the heavyweight title at the time. Like Desperado had a really good run of very good matches and very good storytelling, and his in death matches since then with him and Jun Kasai have been very good. I think he is a very underrated wrestler and is not going to get the props that he deserves for being as good as he is.
yeah, damn good. Just takes seeking out the matches. Modern day people could watch the wrestling they like and watch the wrestling they don't like, comment on the wrestling they don't like. However, us being students, damn, we're all about finding that wrestling that we love. So
Yeah,
it
and I
takes
love me some Desperado.
yeah, it's no question for us that we'll seek out the exotic action or a little bit different than the normal because it's fun. It's thought provoking, incredible. Seeing him live for those couple days in person, it just shows the type of stories that he puts together and the way he's willing to put his body to the extreme too.
Yeah. And he has also had a very good run in Best of Super Juniors. So I probably haven't said anything because for me at this point it's just normal. Like yes, you put on very good matches all the time, and I love them all.
Mm-hmm.
That Orange Cassidy swerve had me biting on a lot of those false finishes. I thought Swerve was going to pull it out a couple times. I hope they end up running that back. Blackpool Combat Club, still great trios champions. Love it. Good to see Chris Statlander back. Very happy that she's, endorsing Willow to get a spot at Forbidden Door. And, I just hope we keep building that show because it's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
You watch anything else you want to put over Perch?
Yeah, I was catching some clips. Must have been later WCW action. Uh, Nick Patrick taking on referee Pee Wee Anderson. And It was so good. The grand pageantry, the build-up, the referee talking Pee Wee Anderson as a WCW representative, and Nick Patrick clearly the NWO representative with the 6+ feet and got the cut off shirt, and he's shadow boxing the whole time. Before the match started, the referee handed Pee Wee Anderson a little something over his knuckles. So here's Nick Patrick, just shadow boxing the hell out of it, ready to clip Pee Wee Anderson with any one of these punches and take him out. He winds up for a big one. And Nick Patrick is so great. His dad was in the business, his grandpa was in the business, so it's like he's born to pro wrestling. The way he carries the scene is just incredible. And it leads to Nick Patrick really winding up for the big KO punch, and Pee Wee leans back and lays him with one cold clock right to the face, knocked him out cold, gets the pin. Place goes nuts. Eric Bischoff comes storming down, all pissed off. Fires the both of the guys, the referee and Pee Wee Anderson, just starts renegotiating on the deals that he had originally. Just a great scene. Really enjoyed. Good storytelling in pro wrestling. Whether it's a referee story once in a while to keep the show going down the road. Pro wrestling will continue forever, and once in a while you throw in one of those stories to give people a little something different.
Hell yeah. Couple matches that I just saw by themselves, not full shows, that I want to put over. Brothers of Funstruction versus Rhett Titus and Thomas Latimer from the Crockett Cup. Awesome to see those guys tearing it up there in NWA. Very good match. Crowd absolutely adores them. Super fun to see. Like nothing but love for the success those two are going through right now. Super over. They're definitely supposed to be the heels, I guess, but the crowd was just super behind them. Twist and Flip versus Bang Bros. That came up, so wanted to watch that. That was from 3 Rings of Doom last August. Not the one that was earlier this year and as the next show. Something awesome that came up in K-Dot's YouTube page was the summer of Perch body slamming everybody.
That was a wild time. Just had to show people we could still put them down.
Yep. She sent me some clips that I guess had come up of that. I was like, oh yeah, this was such a wonderful time. It was the best thing ever. Everybody just putting over Perch.
Always fun telling stories in the ring, giving the crowd a good time.
Nope. You and I'm sure we'll talk about good time that you gave the crowd this past weekend, or was that last weekend? I mean, you gave him a good one this weekend too with Trevor Outlaw.
Oh yeah, plenty of fun action.
Very nice. So why don't we
we watched that Joe Alonzo match too. Did you say that one?
Oh no, I did not. Yep, Joe Alonzo versus Alex Taylor.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good. That one. Joe came up the victor on that. I mean, super happy for him. I mean, he's killing it in NWA too. He's killing it in NWA. He's killing it in AEW right now. So yeah, super happy for the homie. He's doing his thing. We talked about it many episodes ago. He was making those posts every day. He will sign a professional wrestling contract. He did, and he has definitely made the most of it since then. But enough of what we watched. Why don't we talk about what we did? Though we may have had the longer wrestling weekend, Perch, I'm pretty sure your weekend was just overall more interesting.
Yeah, very fun weekend. Kick things off on Friday night at Irving Hall, Chicago. Freelance Wrestling on IWTV. Really fun time. Good show overall. Had the opening scramble with Chico Suave, Saving Gage, Trip Jordy,
Oh, Trip
AYO.
Jordy was in that? Hell yeah.
Trip Jordy was in there. Yep. It was a good time. Um, Coda Hernandez and Isaias. Coda ended up picking up the victory by the end of it. Fun match. Good scramble to get things going. Next match I had was Trevor Outlaw against Sandra Moon. Trevor Outlaw is the big heel down in Chicago and everywhere, and he's been losing his marbles, and he's been cutting promos and really going over the deep end. And he's been, speaking of referees, getting referees involved as well. Towards the end of this match, at one point, Trevor, I got frustrated and kind of backed me into a corner, and he swung at me, swung
Yes,
a punch.
he did.
So, you know, we have to have good footwork in the ring, always have to be aware, be on top of it. And all that training for playing Super Nintendo from like the original days of being born.
Yep,
Street
you have
Fighter
been
2.
watching. You have been playing lots of Mike Tyson Punch Out, hitting them with that that Dempsey roll to avoid that.
Yeah, it was always a go-to move in Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter, especially Street Fighter 2 was one of the first games I had. The Shuriken.
Yep.
Uh,
You hit him with that Shin Shuriken from
yeah,
X-Men vs Street Fighter from the Versus series.
yeah, from way down under. I don't have much of an
You reach back
overhand.
for the flames, baby.
Yeah, don't have much of an overhand. So we really dug deep and used that duck into a counter right away. We got a boxing champ on that podcast right here. So knowing Doc,
Hit him with
we
that
had,
punish counter.
we had to hit that counter. The down arrow and the up B button. But boom, took him out. and yeah, right into Sandra Moon, who delivered her finish and match over. Trevor got knocked out. I went to the medics, got my hand taped up because I had one more match to ref. And with a sore hand, I refed the final match of the night, which was Shane Mercer against Storm Grayson for the heavyweight title. Storm ended up winning with James Russo as an evil manager for Mercer on the outside. He got dove on. It was pretty cool. Crowd went through through the roof. But really fun time. That show was so incredible that by the end of it, the city shut down the building.
Yep.
So it was a rocking and a rolling, and we had a line outside the door. It was packed. And they put the notice on the door saying there will be no wrestling here tomorrow. So it took the plans away. There was no AAW show at Irving Hall. We're saddened by the news, but pro wrestling will fight to live another day, as it always does. So sent messages to the guys who I would have otherwise seen that day, and sent my love, and then we decided, with no obligations, we were going to check out the Grateful Dead show. Dead and Company was in Chicago for their final Chicago show on their last tour here, and yeah, I ended up going, checked it out from the rooftops at Wrigley. Incredible, the entire show, start to finish, as good as a concert gets. Can feel it in my blood. And the rooftops at Wrigley were unbelievable. Right on Waveland Avenue. Lots of people having a good time, and good food, good drinks, lots of water, lots of Dasani on tap, ice cold. Reaching down to the bottom of that ice bin the entire time, getting the best, the freshest. Yeah, great time. A little pro wrestling and a little Grateful Dead this weekend.
Hell yeah, brother. Zach, we spent 24 plus hours in a car this weekend.
Oh yeah, we spent that time in the car. Friday, we made our way out to St. Louis Anarchy, where they hosted a seminar. I'll let Doc say the name because I will mispronounce it.
Miyu Yamashita.
Yes, sir. We got to do her seminar. I brought in the Golden Retriever energy that
Yes, you
was
did.
much needed. It was a fun time.
Oh yeah. She basically ran a camp. Went over some drills that I will definitely be bringing to Thumper's Den for us to go over. Just really simple things, but really focused on footwork and intensity.
Yes, sir. She had a great demonstrator with her. It was a good time. Then
Some
after that,
Thor
we
look
got
alike.
what?
Said, yeah, some Thor look alike.
I know some Thors look like that. She just knew to demonstrate very well.
Yeah.
I know, but then after that, we've been getting some love out in St. Louis Anarchy lately, earning the opportunities, and got to enter another one where we were a part of the pre-show again. Had a nice tag match. We took on Orion Starlight, I believe, and B.A. Macklin.
Malkin.
Malkin.
Yep. First time locking up with Orion. That's somebody that we've seen in locker rooms over the years. He's been with us with setups. He used to be in a dedicated tag team. But now he's out there on his own, and we've been lucky enough, share some locker rooms with him recently. Finally got a chance to lock up. We definitely have been working on applying the things that we haven't had a chance to do seminars in a very long time, and I feel the excitement of doing them has benefited us in applying them almost immediately to matches.
Oh, definitely. If you were at our show, then you would have seen. If you were with the seminar or at the show and then done the show, you would definitely seen that our match was 100% based off of Speedball Mike Bailey and
The Miyu Yamashita seminar that we just took. So I'm proud to say hitting another level right now, taking all the information that we can to heart and doing our best to apply it. Last week we tried to apply what we learned from Mike Bailey, and I think we did okay, but I think this week we definitely had it more refined. And as we continue to apply these things, I just hope we continue to elevate our match quality. A lot of people were saying that that was one of the matches of the night, and I am happy about that.
oh yeah, definitely got compliments from a lot of people on the show saying that was a match you could have saw on the main show. St. Louis Anarchy, when we first showed up, like any other promotion, no one knows who the hell you are. And it was nice. It went from that to the promoters telling us like, hey, keep showing up, like keep showing up. So just all the love and everything was super cool. We'll go down later. We'll come back to this a little bit later too when we talk about another seminar we did because this kind of ties in with St. Louis Anarchy. But we'll wait until we talk about our Sunday. But what did we do Saturday?
Well, we made the drive back Friday night to Madison so that we could eventually head to Milwaukee for Fourth Wall Wrestling's Return of Super Mario.
Yes, sir. We were there. We got to watch some good matches with Joey and Sarah taking on TAU.
CJ versus Armando.
CJ versus Armando Alvarez. Jared Jackson, Vic Capri. A lot of good matches, except that we were not on the card.
Nope. But we did see some ruffians with yellow and purple shirts, Wario and Waluigi, in that main event.
Yes, sir. They put on. I mean, they were excellent. Like we want to talk about guys who just get it first try going into wrestling. Like those guys got it. Mario and Super Mario is a legend. And like I would like to say, Wario and Waluigi. I'm not a villain guy, but for guys who you want to say get it, they got it.
Yep. It was unfortunate that Luigi had to use that dastardly blue shell.
Oh yeah, what a cheat, bro! You want to talk about people cheating?
Yeah, having to use a blue shell took out Ref Dev in the process. Dangerous. Probably should be suspended.
Yeah, like I mean, again, we were on the show. We were just spectating, trying to sell some merch, but Yeah, it's just super unfortunate that Mario's gonna let Luigi out here like that and disrespect the rules.
Mhm. But otherwise, I think it was a very good match. Crowd seemed to love it. It was a good one to put on for the kids and for the school. Uh, nope. I hope they do it again next year.
I have a feeling if they do it again next year, we would see the return of Wario and Waluigi. I can assure you that they seemed like they had some unfinished business they wanted to take care of.
Oh, definitely. They were not happy about the results. Um, but then after that, we grabbed one of TAU, Hua Ming, and headed back to Madison to get a couple hours of sleep before we woke up to drove back down to St. Louis for the Gabe Sapolsky seminar that was hosted by The Forge. The homies Camaro, Mike Outlaw, technical difficulties,
Judy,
Duty Lynn, all those guys, in conjunction with, I believe, a couple of the St. Louis area promotions, were able to get Gabe Sapolsky, who is head of independent talent relations for WWE, to come out and host a seminar, Q&A, and critique matches.
yes, sir. It was like very beneficial. We've done a couple of Gabe Sapolsky seminars in the past. Perch has listed us on some of those. The Evolve ones. Gabe was talking about how he was just his journey in wrestling. Always cool to hear. He was honest about where he believes wrestling's going soon and all that. What else? Oh,
Um, go ahead.
we had the then the, we had got to put on some camp matches.
Yes, we did get to put on some camp matches. Um, he has changed his name to Myron something. But the artist formerly known as Ryu Kendrick. Me and him had a match. We saw a mini return of the Gahote Doc Simmons from years yonder. Maybe would have been better if we would have gotten the full return. But I think they put on a very different match than everybody else. Um, so much so that Gabe had to collect himself for a moment before he gave his critiques. Very happy with it. The most of his critiques were things that I just needed to have faith in doing. They weren't anything that I hadn't thought of. Um, calling the match or things I didn't know that I already needed to improve. So very good for me to just know where I stand. The things I feel I need to improve on are the things I need to improve on. Um, so yeah, very very happy. You want to go to yours?
Yeah, I had a match. It was I knew what was wrong with the match. There was just some character a little bit missing, but he talked about technically everything was good, just more and it's like things I know, like I know I have some personality, but I feel like my character's not really a character. Like when you have people who have characters, I feel like I'm just me. And I need to figure out better ways sometimes to translate that, especially in camp matches. But no, he like it was a fun match. Definitely could have gave him a little bit more, and I think there was better ways to capitalize that. That I need to do for another time, another place. But yeah, fun.
Yep.
Got to work Polish Rock, Mario Paduta.
Uh-huh. And then Hua Ming, who I believe he just hit his year, just over a year in wrestling, had also a very good match against Evan. I don't remember his last name, but his first name is Evan. From down there at the Forge. And we got some babyface Hua, which is a new thing. And he did very well. He put on a very good match. I'm very proud of him. Gabe had some good praises for him and left him with things that he knows he's going to go back and work on. And the way Wah has been, I'm sure he will do those things. So you guys be ready for an even more improved Wah Ming and TAU, which might be bad news for us.
Might be.
Might be. It might be. But yeah, fun weekend. Then
Oh, that's what we were gonna go back to because we talked about Friday. Gabe Sapolsky,
oh
we
yes,
had the honor of him surprising everyone at St. Louis Anarchy and showing up, and he was watching some of the matches, and we were lucky enough for him to watch our match, and he gave us nothing but good compliments. He said that like he thought it was a very fun tag match, loved our things that we did, and he said like he could have saw that on the main card and like was just nothing but being great. And he told us at the seminar when he saw us come in, he kind of was expecting a tag match. So it
yep,
was nice to like have that expectation of like what we're doing, people are recognizing.
yep, yep. So very, very good weekend for them country boys.
Yes, sir. You know, like that. I think Doc, you said it when it storms, it like sun comes out or something. Because my car went out this week.
Yep.
Caught that
Oh,
Monday.
just balance of life. Yep. You had some
Yeah.
bad things happen to you, so you got to balance it with the good. Right now, it's been a very good couple weeks for us. It will, I'm sure, come crashing down at some point, but right now we're gonna ride this high.
Yes, sir. Let's just hope, like, because I mean, this weekend we got announced for a show that we've been trying hard to get on, Black Label Pro. Let's just hope the good stays good for that.
Yep. Yep. That's the hope.
Let's
Um,
knock on wood.
yep. 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 And since we finished up with the Gabe Sapolsky seminar, it was one of the questions that was brought up to him during the seminar, that I asked the fellas this week, but I think I worded it differently. Let's be sure. What is the most important thing you look for in a wrestler as a fan? Um, this was a question that was brought up to him kind of. He was just saying, it was just simple. What do you look for? What are your red flags when you see a wrestler? So I wanted to know for the other guys. We rarely get to be fans of wrestling anymore. I talked to Wah about it during our ride and asked him when was the last time you got to watch wrestling just for fun, and he said not since he started. I want to know. What do you guys look for in a wrestler as a fan? Let's start with Perch.
I like to watch all sorts of different wrestling and especially define characters. Something that finding out over the past couple of years is finding pro wrestling from different countries where you don't even speak the same language, but there's got to be something to the character that really separates them or stands out in your mind. I've experienced that a lot with lucha as well as Japanese style wrestling, and what really stands out for me, I like a good character or a good presence, someone who I could picture being in a comic book or being in a movie or being in a show, someone that's intriguing. This is the character who I want to follow, even if it's a one-page leaflet on a napkin. I'm going to read that one page on this character. I like people who really stand out. I remember seeing Sonata many years back. Just the way his hair, his presence, his stature, his entrance gear was incredible.
Yeah,
The
it
way
looks a lot different right now.
oh my God, we're living in such a great era right now with Sonata champion. It's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, championship look is way different, but
Oh,
yeah, I do like it, but it is way different than the eye-catching look he had.
it's his version of Super Saiyan. Like
Yeah,
uh, he was Sonata, now he's Super Saiyan Sonata. However, instead of the hair changing the other way, it's kind of
yeah,
reversed.
yeah. It went back. I guess it would be for my weeds out there. Ultra Instinct Sonata, I believe would be a correct.
Ultra Instinct Sonata. So incredible. So to follow his journey has just been amazing. And to see where he's at right now, the body of work speaks for itself, and the calmness inside the ring when performing is what really stood out. Absolutely love it. Love different characters. The Great Muda really caught my eye. That was his body movements that really captured and hooked me. He's a character and face paint, and not of this world or of this realm. He's from a different entity altogether, and he really sold it in the way he moves and a little crouched over and the look in his eyes, and he's licking his fingers. A little bit of poison to it. So really, the physical movements of Great Muta just caught my eye big time, um, as well as the incredible in-ring work that these guys do too.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Masahiro Chono is another one, just an absolute boss villain, video game arcade boss. Um, he jumps right off the screen and really catches the eye. And I want to see him win or I want to see him lose. I just want to see him wreak some havoc in the process. And hit a little Yakuza kick in there too. Hashimoto is another one too. You could read it in his emotions. You see it in his face in wins or losses. Crying still comes up, and a guy like Hashimoto wears his emotions on his sleeve. So I mean that translates right across to me who's watching, and yeah, whether it's the emotions or the physical stature or just the presence that you have inside the ring, I like a good character and someone who I'm intrigued to see about a story. Um, American wrestling, like a good crazy guy, good lunatic. That Moxley plays that role perfectly. Um, he's always going to be loyal, um, but different characters and different stereotypes that have been around forever. Um, Very fun to see how they portray him in the modern day. And then as far as luchas go, like I mean, give me good intensity, good size. A guy like Psycho Clown, that's like a large, huge dude, really put together, and can pull off high flying moves as well as some brutal, ferocious kind of street fights. So, yeah, different characters, different colors. Really like a good presentation, and I look at people in the eyes, and you can see it in the believability and how they sell it in the eyes. So just a few things of what separate characters from me and what really stands out and people that I love to watch.
Nice, hell yeah. Zach, what do you look for?
Um, I would lie if I said I didn't look at gear because gear's dope.
That is
Um,
perfectly fine. Like, completely opinionated.
yeah, no, I look for a cool gear. I like looking at gear. The way they move in the ring, like Randy Orton's super smooth. Motor City Machine Guns, their tag moves are super smooth. Like like a good wrestler who's like with a good technical base and like his transitions are super smooth. Um, I mean, someone who can like, I mean, the simple things that are more relatable to the crowd, like you tell they're more genuine and what they're doing more than like that character that feels like they're trying to force being someone who they're not.
Okay. Okay. For me, it's very simple, very basic. I need to believe you once the bell rings. Um, that is what I need. Uh, for me, it is. I have always been the bell to bell, the workhorse type of guy. I always enjoyed workhorse champions. Intercontinental has like long been my favorite title. Like once that bell rings, do I believe it? That has always been my thing. Um, going like I feel character and being unique is very important, but I need that to also be translated into the ring. Like once Braun got it figured out in the ring and all of his stuff was starting to match his character, the run around the ring, shoulder blocks, the just tossing people, like that's when it really started to connect for me. um Lance Storm is one of my favorite wrestlers, and his he was a very boring guy, but his in-ring style matched that boringness. He didn't have a lot of things. He just executed them well. He had a super kick, a drop kick, and a single leg crab. Not even five moves of doom. And loved it. Dean Malenko. uh he seems like a taciturn serious guy, and he wrestles once that bell rings like a taciturn serious guy. He looks like he's methodical, and he wrestles methodical. So once that bell rings, as long as you make me believe there, I can I'm usually going to really enjoy you. um and with that, why don't we move on to talking about what we got coming up this weekend, and who are the characters we're going to be, and the cool gear we're going to wear, and who we're going to be when the bell rings. Zach, why don't we start? Because it's super easy.
Yes, sir. Not gonna lie, it's a short weekend, but I don't mind this weekend.
Yes, after the
Weekend,
past 2 weeks, 3 weeks we've had, it is perfectly fine.
yeah, we got one show, actually 1 day of shows. Let's reword that. Like two
Yes.
shows 1 day. It is Saturday, Mondo Lucha Taco Fest. I've always dreamt about being on that show. Haven't been on it. I know Doc has been on a few times and got to embracing all the tacos. But
Yes, yes, they are very good.
yep, we are going to be at Taco Fest. We're going to be doing the things. There's a morning show and evening show. We would not confirm times. We don't know the full times yet, but I'm sure it'll be getting announced here soon. Um, but yeah, Taco Fest with Country Air.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Perch, what do you got?
Yeah, we got the week kicking off this Wednesday for First Wrestling. I think we're at a campground. Going to be a nice fair and festival show. That's going to be on Wednesday. And then Friday night, I believe the Elks Lodge back in Waukesha, Wisconsin,
Yes,
the O
sir.
for a women's wrestling show. I haven't looked too much into the details, but we are available and going to be there as well. And Saturday, AEW is coming to the United Center, and hey, we're gonna try our best to reach out and, if all goes well, possibly helping out with that show. So yet to be determined, but it's kind of what we're going for in this business to learn, grow, earn opportunities, and this is an opportunity that we're looking for. So yeah, we'll find out next week.
Hell yeah. I hope it goes well for you, brother. All love and luck to you. And with that, I think it's about time we start winding it down and taking it home. So, uh, Zach, final thoughts or questions?
Um, I'm good.
All right. Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, I heard this put really simply the other day, listening to Effie talking, and someone had mentioned it may have been him telling a story, but it came down to simply put, oh, it's pro wrestling. You guys get to dress up and fight each other. Like, what could be cooler? Like, hearing that perspective from an outside standpoint was like, they were so thrilled, so intrigued. Oh my God, pro wrestling? You get to like dress up and fight each other? It's like one of the most incredible spectacles in sports, forms of entertainment. And at the end of the day, it's so damn fun. We take pride in what we do. And we were saying, what makes you stand out and what do we look to do and how do we look to make ourselves unique? That's what it comes down to. Us as individuals putting in time, effort, dedication, uh, and working our asses off consistently to try and put together a nice presentation. But at the end of the day, um, it's pro wrestling. We're having so much fun, and we're looking to really turn the education into something. So much fun, and it's awesome to have that drive and passion alongside others. And what could be more fun than pro wrestling?
Yep. Nothing. And while you're all
Well,
having that fun, please be sure to protect yourselves. Be safe. Take care of your health so that we continue to have fun for as long as possible. Like I've said, my goal in wrestling is to have more fun than anybody else. I got to do the best to take care of myself. Um, sure to
actually, I had something too when you're done.
okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I forgot to put it over, but we talked about St. Louis Anarchy, but I'm not much for like understanding Twitter. It's just something foreign. I suck at it, but I do understand that we had a lot of tweets about us on Twitter from a lot of people showing love. So like I want to say shout out to that because like it was cool on that long drive home, just seeing nothing but multiple, not even just like one, but like you see a lot of those guys you look at and you're like, oh yeah, they did their thing, and people talking about them on Twitter, and like when you're the one that gets kind of talked about, it's like, oh, that's how it feels. It's super humbling.
Mm, definitely, definitely. And now, with that said, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all the social medias. Tell promotions to book us because though we're riding high, we want to ride even higher and work in a city near you. This has been the Take It On podcast. Y'all be easy. One.
Yeah.